time. And we now have Mr. Kodithuwakku as the next speaker, who speaks on soft power in Indian foreign policy, which is also related to this whole question of Indo-Sri Lanka relations and what they do to do it. Yeah.
Good morning, all of you, the chair and panelists and the audience. It's my great pleasure to be here today at the 8th International Conference on Inculcating Professionalism for National Development. And also, it's my great pleasure to present the paper under the chair for my ambassador, Mr. Nihal Rodrigo. So, I'm going to present my research paper in topic on soft power as a tool in Indian foreign policy. Firstly, I'm going to overview my presentation. First, introduction and rationale, problem statement, methodology, analysis, results, and conclusion. When I'm going to my introduction part, the scholarly literature on soft power of India has focused on to explain the potential use of Indian soft power. In particular, it is been argued that hard power has been the frequently used method in Indian foreign policy compared to the usage of soft power methods. However, it is incomplete to understand hard power is being the major strategy of India, a country with more soft power practices, and rather, one could assume that soft power is being the major component of Indian foreign policy method. In this research, I examine about India as a regional hegemon, how far she is implementing soft power through the foreign policy. Problem statement and research problem. So, how much of the soft power capabilities do India actually utilize in her foreign policy within the region as a national capability? And also as a methodology, I will use, this is descriptive analysis, and also I was used secondary data for the research. And significance of this research, the significance is to bring discourse about the Indian utilization of soft power as an emerging powerful Asian country from the international relations. And also hypothesis is of India has utilized the soft power tools within her foreign policy to spread power and control in the South Asian region. So with this, my research objectives are to find whether India has a potential to establish hegemony with their soft power elements, and also to understand utilization of Indian soft power in the South Asian region and understand about cultural perspective of soft power. And finally, to get idea about challenges and obstacles that India is confronting when extending its soft power elements within the South Asian region. When I move into soft power in international system, the concept of soft power, first coined by Harvard University professor Joseph Nye, who expressed the term from his book, Bound to Lead, The Changing Nature of American Power. In the context of states, Nye finds three important sources of soft power: culture, political values, and foreign policies. In India, its rising status might promote certain attractive values like sovereignty and economic growth. In the same way, a country's foreign policy may also attract other countries when it promotes trade, mutual relations, human rights, and good governance. Moreover, soft power is frequently related to the rise of globalization and neoliberal theory. Popular culture and media is identified as source of soft power, since those can extend national language or a particular set of normative structures. Therefore, the nation with the large amount of strength of soft power and determination of winning other states, inspiration will avoid the requirement for expensive hard power expenditures. From other words, even though soft power cannot produce results as quickly and hard power, it is less expensive than hard power. Soft power. So the difference between hard power and soft power is clearly identified this table. So you know, as described above chart, mainly hard power elements utilized as sanctions through force, payments and bribes. But soft power is mainly utilized corporate, culture and political ideals, and also economic relations. However, the intensity of using force is lesser in soft power. It is very much effective and productive of displaying power and encompassing other issues to attraction. I am moving to the tools and elements of Indian soft power. We can identify economy, culture, politics and governance and social aspects as the tools of Indian soft power. When I move into the economy, Indian economy sector has widely expanded since independence in 1947. India's diverse economic encompasses traditional village, farming, modern agriculture, handicrafts, and wide range of modern industries and multitude of services. You can see the economic growth of these sectors. And also, among them, Indian workforce is ranked in the second place after China, and India has capitalized on its large educated English-speaking population to become a major exporter of information technology services, business outsourcing services, and software workers. And also to ensure the political stability and economic prosperity, India plays a pivotal role in the region. Therefore, India is making bridges among the countries to build a powerful image through economic ties. When I am moving to the culture as a tool, culture is an important source of soft power. India has had a long history of civilizational and cultural links with regional countries. Indian culture is one of the oldest, most diverse as well as most popular soft power element which assists to build the image of Indian positively. Indian culture is described as the first and the supreme culture in the world. Thus, all the behaviors and learning of India have been formatted based on its culture. Especially the classical music, Indian dancing, language diversity, yoga, spiritual practices, Bollywood film industry, diaspora, arts and foods of India are effective elements that are able to make differences in the world. Yoga is another spiritual and physical practices which is byproduct of Indian soft power, and it is very famous all over the world. Especially West people engage in yoga and release the tension and stress. Apart from that, Indian food that are used endemic and delicious spices and herbs also play an important role in utilizing Indian soft power, and particularly this cuisine famous in most Indian restaurants seen in Asia and also Western countries. Especially, we all know about the Indian Bollywood. Indian Bollywood movies have recognized in the modern century. Not only movies, but also Indian music has become more modernized. Bollywood music currently contains more modern themes and uses English languages and Tamil. So, Devdas, Kalonau, Three Idiots, like films get more attraction. From regional countries as well as Western countries, these television dramas and movies promote Indian popular culture and potentially play a role in enhancing the attractiveness of India. In influences regional culture, behavior and people's interest. Therefore, these Bollywood themes very popular in the South Asian region like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Nepal. When I am moving to the politics and governance, the subsection of divided into two segments such as internal political and foreign policy. Indian foreign policy has been based on moral values from the times of Foreign Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, whose tremendous influence remains even today in Indian foreign policy. The Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru laid the first foundation ensure soft power method in India. He made Indian foreign policy as a moral and independent force in global affairs and as the voice developing countries. He is not applied the hard power within the countries and continue their foreign policy. And also, Despite India confronting many challenges, India is successfully practicing its democracy, because on the other hand, Indian democracy is the world's largest democracy. So especially India has proved functioning democracy is a realistic thing even the undeveloped countries as well. And also women's participation in politics is also an outstanding feature of Indian soft power. In fact, the nearest countries like Nepal and Bhutan, recent transfer to democracy denotes the influence of Indian democracy. Indian representation and assistance on behalf of democracy further enhance Indian soft power. And also, India's neighbors occupy much of its attention, its overall foreign policy dilemmas. Except Bhutan and Maldives, India is facing security challenges from all its neighbors. And also moving to the social aspects, not only cultural, economic or political, it is the educational, demography, infrastructure and sports are also. Moreover, cricket, specifically Indian Premier League causes to build strong relations between India and some other Asian nations beyond its immediate neighborhood. Since players from Western countries also participate in this league, cricket fans all around the world are to attract to these. And also India's youth is a crucial asset in Asia, especially Singapore. The finance and information technology sectors welcome young Indians, and many companies, bank and financial institutions have started visiting to top Indian campuses for recruitment purposes. And also after economics reforms in 1990, India emerged as a long-standing democratic country, great power within the region. Further, India could become an important member of the evolving democratic community in Asia. Finally, when I am moving to conclusion on my presentation, we can see in recent international soft power system, Indian elites could become more powerful and confident re-emerging country as great power in Asia. In recent Indian soft power policies, not like policies, is narrows beyond the traditional policy within the country. However, in the recent time, soft power is an emerging notion in the Indian foreign policy. India has exercised the hard power capability, and now they are evoking the soft power capability through her foreign policy. However, due to the lack of social progress, lack of control over India, related to global economy, poor cultural diplomacy, led to falling short of soft power potential within her foreign policy. Finally, therefore, India should spread widely soft power ability through tools, its culture, economics, social aspects, and also political relations. Apart from that, it is time for India to realize her soft power, resources, and leadership potentials to influence Indian skills within the South Asian regions. With this conclusion, I came to the end of my presentation. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much. That was a very interesting presentation.